What's going on, everybody? Brian Maglio on here, and I am joined by a very special guest, a former St. Mary's women's basketball player, is sixth all-time in the program's history in scoring, and second all-time in games started and in minutes played, third in career steals, and not to mention holds the record for most points in a single game. One of my all-time favorite Rattlers, Arysia Porter. Arysia, thank you so much for taking some time with us. Happy holidays. I know you got a busy schedule, but thank you so much for spending some time with us and kind of catching us up on a few things. The big news last week, you were named a member of the Harlem Globetrotters. But before we talk a little bit about that, what have you been up to since graduating here? Your career went from 2015 to 2019. What's been going on in the world of Arysia?
Well, Brian, first of all, thank you so much for having me. It means so much. But I mean, after I graduated in 2019, really it's just been like a hold because as you know, I got injured my senior year. So after that, I was still injured. But eventually, of course, a COVID as well, because 2020 was right after that. And then 2021 is when I got the hang of things and started to slowly get back into the basketball realm. So right after that, I was able to play in Durango, Mexico for about like 2 months. So that was a blessing. It was definitely a short time notice. But other than that, I also been working at my old high school, being a substitute and still working with the San Antonio Spurs. So it's been a lot going on, but mainly just training, just trying to stay the course, and now with this big accomplishment. But that's mainly what it is to sum it up in the last 3 years.
And so you becoming a member of the Harlem Globetrotters, how did that all come about?
Okay, so right after I played in Mexico, it ended around like June-ish. Um, I had got the call that they needed some girls to come try out. So they flew me out to Atlanta. It was a one-day tryout. Showed my skills. I got to play with some guys, some talented guys, everybody dunking. So I, try to find my part. Like, what could I do? Like, I can dunk too. Like, but mainly just finding my part, finding my place. And they liked me and they put me on. So that's how that happened.
And this is quite an historic accomplishment. The largest female roster in the history of the Globetrotters. You're one of six active females on the team. And with this, the 50th anniversary of Title IX, just talk a little bit about what that means to you.
That means so much. Like you said, there was six girls, largest roster on the Globetrotters. There was one lady in particular right there in the front. Her name is Lynette Woodard, and she was the first Harlem Globetrotter that joined the team. It was just her and a bunch of guys in 1985, actually. So the fact that she just paved the way for all six of us, or really all five of us, just means so much. It just let us know that we are just as capable to do things just as guys can do, So that is the main goal, just to make sure that we keep that vessel going, keep that message going, and inspire other girls as well. Just the same opportunity. Mm-hmm.
And from what I recall, because I had the pleasure of covering most of your career here at St. Mary's, your personality and charisma really showed, not just on the court, but off the court.
Yeah.
Especially during media days, we would do the video board intros, and
Yeah.
your intros were some of the ones that I remembered the most. I still talk about them to this day whenever we do media days. I'll even pull it up as an example to some of the current student athletes. But what can we expect to see from you on the court with the Globetrotters with that same charisma?
You're gonna see exactly that. Like I finally get to have like a comfortable place where I can bring my bundle of energy and put it on the court as well. I mean, like it's a perfect combination of like the entertainment, like like I love to dance, I love to act, I love to do my little skits, as you see like on Instagram and TikTok. And I finally get to play, the game that I love. So it's just a perfect of the two. So you're definitely gonna just see a lot of my personality, and probably even more because I'm just in a comfortable state. So it's gonna be crazy.
And one thing I did notice, because the Globetrotters, they all have like different nicknames. How did the nickname Ace come about for you?
That's funny. So I feel like they do this thing where you have to find out why do you think that they named you a certain way. You know, like there's another girl named Ice. So of course, like knowing her, I know her a little bit. She's cold with a shooter. She's a shooter. So everything she does, she's ice cold. And Ace, you know, Ace is like I feel like the highest rank in a card deck. You know, if you play an Ace, you already know you winning. So you know, I like to think of it as like a secret weapon or like a most valuable, you know, in a sense, which means a lot. I mean, for with them seeing me in the tryout means they really seen something in me, you know. So I really think that's how that came about. Like she's one of a kind, and my number is number one, so I feel like, you know, she's the one. But humbly speaking, you know, I'm just trying to put the pieces together. But I feel like that's how that came about.
Well, it definitely goes hand in hand for sure. Uh,
Yeah.
to switch gears a little bit, because of course your ties to St. Mary's.
Mhm.
During your time at St. Mary's, you actually played under current head coach, Val Huizar, back when
Mhm.
she was an assistant for us here for one season. What do you recall about your time playing under Coach Val?
I feel like in all my years, like I learned so much from her. Like she was just so stern, and her love for the game was on a different level. But she definitely held me accountable in certain ways. I feel like she saw my grit as well and my love for the game because I loved it. Like I couldn't stay out the gym, and I feel like she definitely connected with me in that level as well. But there's nobody perfect for her. Like she yes, like this spot that she holds right now, being a head coach, it fits her so well. Like it's been like long overdue, and I'm just so grateful to still continue to learn. Like I still hit her up sometimes and pick her brain about certain things. So I think it's awesome. I'm here for it. Girl power, baby. We here.
And do you have any advice for the current Rattlers that are on the team right now?
I feel like just stay the course, and I mean, if you have the passion for it, then just keep working hard. You know, there's gonna be some tough times, but just know that they were overpassed all the time, and just stick together with your teammates. Make sure you got that good chemistry, for sure. Mhm.
And lastly, your time here at St. Mary's, I mentioned at the beginning all the accolades that you accomplished here in your 4 years. But for you,
Mhm.
what was your favorite memory, if you could pick one, during your time here at St. Mary's?
Um, I feel like mainly it's just a combination of everything. Definitely the people that I met along the way. Um, but I feel like the one pivotal moment in my life was that time I got injured and I was able to overcome that part because it not ruined me, but you know, it bummed me out because I wanted to play with my teammates. Like I wanted to help out in any way I can. So the fact that I got injured, it took me 2 months to come back and to break the world record right after I come back, like means so much. I think that was like the pivotal, the climax of my career. You know, just knowing that I pushed through in such a moment. At not at the bottom, but you know, it was definitely a pivotal moment. Um, and just being able to overcome that to make that accomplishment. So I think that's the biggest thing that stood out. But of course, the people along the way, like you, Brian, look, put you along the way. But yes, that's the main moment for sure.
Well, appreciate all that, Arysia. And we look forward to seeing you out on the court in the Globetrotter uniform, dribbling that red, white, and blue ball, that iconic, uh, the iconic team, world known, world famous, the Harlem Globetrotters. Is there anything else you'd like to add or say to the rest of the Rattler Nation that has followed your career along the way?
I just want to say thank you so much for even following me. You know, I get a lot of messages saying like I followed you since high school and in college, and it just really means a lot. Like you're seeing me grow, you're seeing me accomplish my dreams and never give up. So I feel like one thing for sure is just to tell everybody just don't give up, always stay the course, work hard, and lastly just be patient. You know, I feel like that was a main that's the main word in my life. Be patient. I prayed a lot. You know, God is another reason for my accomplishments. So I feel like if anything, just stay the course and believe in yourself. So
Awesome.
mm,
Well, appreciate you spending some time with us. We look forward to seeing you out on the court, and we'll keep in touch for sure. Thanks so much, Arysia.
for sure. Thank you so much, Brian.